Silly seeing dominoes continue to fall as Christopher Bell might have accidentally leaked that Chase Briscoe will be joining Joe Gibbs Racing in 2025. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel and welcome back to the video. As I just said a second ago, Christopher Bell might have just accidentally leaked that Chase Briscoe will be driving the 19 car in 2025 or joining Joe Gibbs Racing in 2025. Speaking to the media earlier today, Christopher Bell was talking about leadership over at Joe Gibbs Racing, especially with Mark Church retiring at the end of the year. And he mentioned Chase Briscoe accidentally. It is no secret that Chase Briscoe is the current favorite to replace Martin Truex Jr. in 2025, and many are expecting that there is an announcement coming in the not-so-distant future. The fact that Christopher Bell might have accidentally leaked that Chase Briscoe might be going to the 19 or joining Joe Gibbs Racing next year is absolutely hilarious. Obviously, Chase Briscoe and Christopher Bell are really good friends off the racetrack, but it's kind of crazy to see this happening. As for Chase Briscoe most likely taking over for Martin Truex Jr., it actually makes a lot of sense. When you look at the four drivers out of Stewart-Haas Racing, right, I think Chase Briscoe is the most talented. While Noah Gragson at points has been linked to the 19 car to go to this ride, a lot of people say he's not going there because Basler Schatz more than likely is leaving JGR at the end of this season. So that was going to likely be off the table. Then, of course, you have Josh Berry. It's been reported recently by Adam Stern that he's probably going to be staying with Ford in some sort of capacity and joining the Wood brothers in 2025 as talks are going on at the moment for that seat. And Ryan Preece will probably go to that new Haas organization is my expectation for him. Chase Briscoe only has one win in the NASCAR Cup Series, but we got to go back to 2020 in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Remember during that season, Chase Briscoe won 9 races and made the championship 4. Yes, he finished 4th in the standings, but he had 9 wins that year. He joined Stewart-Haas Racing in the season where that team started falling apart. The year he joined, Kevin Harvick did not win a race in 2021, and Chase Briscoe struggled quite a bit. Then in 2022 at SHR in that 14C, he got that win at Phoenix and had a really impressive run of the playoffs, making all the way to the round of 8. And he had some really strong performances at times. He made some mistakes going for the win at Bristol Dirt that year. Also had one of the fastest cars at Gateway before tire issues came into play for him. And I remember some other races like the Coca-Cola 600 as well. I think Chase Briscoe is one of the most talented drivers on the free agent market, and he really was the best driver available. I know there have been some people saying that Kyle Busch was potentially going to be a candidate for this seat, but Kyle Busch confirmed not too long ago that he was going to be staying at Rich Strolls Racing in 2025. And a lot of people I know want Kyle Busch to go back over there, but does Joe Gibbs really want him? No. And the other big reason why he's going to the 19th seed, that being Chase Briscoe, is because he's got sponsorship and funding with him. Mahindra and High Point are expected to go over and be sponsors with him and be committed with him in 2025. And you got to have that sponsorship and funding with you to make it work. You got to have funding with you in the sport, unfortunately. Yes, with the new charter agreement coming in, these teams are trying to find a way to get the sponsorship working a lot better. But Chase Briscoe has got a lot of talent. Yes, he's got funding with him, but he's one of the most talented drivers. Now, what are my expectations for Chase Briscoe in this car in 2025? I think Chase Briscoe is going to have a breakout season next year. It really all depends on who his crew chief is. If Richard Boswell and him are working together, that being Chase Briscoe work together, I think they go out and win quite a few races next year. I think that they work together and do a really strong job next year, get 3 or 4 victories, at least make the round of 8, and I think he has a really good chance of making the championship 4. We know how good he is at Phoenix. We know how good he is at short tracks. I think that Chase Briscoe and that 19 team, or the 18 if they decide to renumber that, I think he will be a major threat for the championship next season. I consider Chase Briscoe to be one of the best talents in NASCAR currently at the moment, and I think he really deserves this chance and opportunity. He really has never gotten a fair shake and opportunity in the NASCAR Cup Series up to this point, and I think he's going to do an excellent job in 2025. So where does that leave us through the rest of silly season? Well, Noah Gragson, he could go to Front Row Motorsports next season, but we also could see him go over to Rich Strolls Racing if they can't acquire a 3rd charter. We do know that Trackhouse Racing is expected to get a 3rd charter next season, most likely for Shane Van Gisbergen, and it'll be a full-time in the Cup Series more than likely next year. In the Toyota camp, there's rumors that it's between Corey Heim and Riley Herbst. Chandler Smith also could be a candidate for that seat as well, but I do expect that it's going to be Corey Heim or Riley Herbst in that 67 car. Corey Heim is a very talented driver. I think they should choose Corey, but Riley does bring funding and sponsorship. Maybe Riley goes over to one of the front row cars. That certainly could be a possibility next year. You got to think about that Haas Xfinity Series team because Cole Custer, and Riley Herbst are rumored to be moving up to the NASCAR Cup Series next year. Could Haley Deegan move over there? That could certainly be a possibility. Could Matt Benedetto move over to that Haas program? That could be certainly a possibility if they stay with Ford. If they switch to Chevy, I look at someone like a Christian Eckes move up to Xfinity next year. He was supposed to go into 2-car this past year, so he could be a candidate for one of those seats as well. As going back to Chase Briscoe, I think he's really earned this chance and opportunity. I think he's a very talented race car driver, and he certainly is always able to get the best out of equipment. And I think he's going to do a fine job next year in the Toyota camp. But it's also a big loss for Ford as well. They have lost Zane Smith. They've lost the opportunity to pick up Kyle Larson and Kyle Busch in recent years. They lost Kurt Busch to Chevrolet. They lost Kevin Harvick to retirement. They've lost a lot of big names, a lot of big teams and organizations, and you really don't have a lot of development going forward for Ford. And they're going to lose another big name in Ford. And there may be multiple of these drivers on the move. Like I mentioned a minute ago, Noah Gragson is rumored to go to Richard Childress Racing next year. If he doesn't go to front row, you're going to lose another very talented Ford driver. And you don't really have a lot of young drivers coming up in the Ford camp. So if you're Ford, you've got to go after somebody who is going to help your program and really help Ford grow. And they're losing Michael McDowell too. Let's not forget they're going to lose Michael McDowell at the end of this season. So they're in trouble right now on what they're going to do with the Ford camp going next year. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. But going back to Chase Briscoe, most likely going to the 19 car, going to Joe Gibbs Racing, it does make a lot of sense. We'll have to wait and see what happens when the official announcement comes. Christopher releasing it early is kind of funny, to be honest. I think it's kind of hilarious. And it's interesting to see that most likely we'll be seeing Chase Briscoe in the 19 car, most likely in 2025. I'm looking forward to it. Chase Briscoe's earned his chance and opportunity, and I do truly believe he's going to make the most out of it going into 2025. I'm excited for him. I'm looking forward to this, and I'm glad to see that Chase Briscoe most likely will get the chance and opportunity to join Joe Gibbs Racing in the 2025 NASCAR Cup season. So, that is going to be today's special breaking news report. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support my Patreon as well. Links description below that, and comment your thoughts below on today's video. If Chase Briscoe truly ends up in the 19, how well do you think he's going to do? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. There shouldn't be any more videos dropping on the channel today. If the weather is able to hold off for tomorrow, we'll have the NASCAR Xfinity Series race review and reactions to Cup Series qualifying as well. We're going to have a lot of great content dropping on this channel, also on Sunday as well. The weather could be a factor that it could affect the race weekend, unfortunately. Hopefully the weather's able to clear so we can have some racing. We're also going to have a lot of NASCAR news video dropping. And, of course, the Truck Series returns next week in Nashville. Nashville is going to be fun. And after this week, we are halfway through the NASCAR season. And we're not too far away from the Olympic break as well. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.